Gay bars, dating apps, endless swiping, chatting, first dates, and loneliness hits harder with each passing year. We're all convinced that finding the one will cure our loneliness. I used to think that way too, but I discovered the truth is very different, and it's probably not what you expect. Today, I'm breaking down exactly why finding Mr. Right won't fix your loneliness. Let's start with what I call the loneliness trap. To understand this trap, let's clear up something first. There's a huge difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is simply a physical state. It just means that there's no one else around. Sometimes it can be absolutely wonderful, like enjoying a peaceful morning coffee or taking a quiet walk in the park. And sometimes it feels great. Sometimes it doesn't. But loneliness, that's something completely different. It's an emotional state when you're feeling disconnected, unseen, and misunderstood. And here's the thing most people don't realize. You can feel deeply lonely even if you're not alone physically. As gay men who've been around the block a few times, we face a unique kind of loneliness. Whether you were a part of the gay scene or not, so many of us lost friends to AIDS. A whole generation gone. And now, many of us who survived those dark years, we find ourselves feeling disconnected from our own community. Dating apps can be challenging too. When you're scrolling through profiles saying under 35 only or getting ghosted when you reveal your age, it can make you feel even more disconnected. All of this creates a special kind of isolation where you're not just dealing with regular loneliness, but feeling like you don't quite belong anywhere. So, the first reason why a boyfriend won't fix your loneliness is that loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about feeling disconnected, unseen, and misunderstood. Having a boyfriend might give you company, but it won't automatically create that deeper connection you're craving. And this leads us to reason number 2. It's a strange paradox I discovered after years of dating. When you're feeling deeply lonely and wanting a relationship more than anything, you actually end up pushing away the very people you want to attract. The ones who are emotionally ready for a healthy relationship, they're looking for someone who's more on the wholesome side, someone who has their own life, their own interests. They want a partner to share life with, not someone who needs them to be their life. Think about it. Would you want to date someone whose main reason for wanting a boyfriend is to fix his life? Someone who expects you to fill every empty space in their life, to be their everything, their savior, their whole reason for being. Yeah, at our age, we can spot this kind of need from a mile away. The harder someone tries to hide their loneliness, the more it shows. It's like wearing a sign that says, "I need someone to make me whole." Here's the thing though. This desperate need for a relationship, this feeling that finding love will fix everything, it comes from somewhere deeper. And that's what I want to talk about next. And before that, a quick note. I share more detailed strategies about how to navigate gay dating and relationships in my private weekly newsletter. To join, it's totally free. Just check out the link in the video description. Now, it's something nobody wants to talk about. We're all walking around with scars from our past. Let's face it, growing up gay wasn't exactly a walk in the park for our generation. Some of us don't talk to our families anymore. Some of us lived double lives for years. And a lot of us are still dealing with shame we picked up along the way, even if we don't realize it. All this old stuff, it messes with how we handle relationships today. This can show up in every relationship we try to have. We've been hurt so many times that trusting people feels like a risk. Maybe we got really good at keeping people at a safe distance because getting close meant getting hurt. Some of us got so good at hiding who we are that we're still doing it even when we don't have to anymore. Now look at who we can really turn to these days. Gay spaces might not feel like home anymore. Straight friends are busy with their families and kids. Our own families, if they even accept us, they might not truly understand our lives. And building that chosen family everyone talks about, it gets harder with each passing year. When you're dealing with all this emotional stuff, with all the wounds that didn't heal yet, it's easier to stick to shallow connections, brief meetups over coffee that never develop into anything real, or pleasant but meaningless chats at social events, or digital connections that feel like friendships but leave you feeling empty inside. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. When was the last time you really checked in with yourself? Not just going through your daily routine, but really sitting with your own thoughts and feelings. You might think that finding the right partner will fix everything. But here's the hard truth. Until we deal with these old wounds, until we heal these deeper hurts, no relationship can fix our loneliness. These wounds will keep making us pull away when someone gets too close, keep making us doubt people's intention, keep making us hide parts of ourselves, because that's how we learn to protect ourselves. And when we do that, real connection becomes impossible. This leads us to the fourth reason, the dependency danger. Let's say you do find a boyfriend while you're carrying all this emotional baggage. At first, everything seems great. Finally, someone to fix all that loneliness and pain. But that's where the trouble starts. Instead of sharing a life together, you start depending on him to give your life meaning. You can't enjoy anything unless he's there. When he's busy or has other commitments, you feel abandoned and empty inside. Your whole mood depends on his attention. You stop seeing friends, drop any hobbies you have because everything revolves around him now. It's not just about living together and sharing life anymore. It's about needing him to fill every empty space inside you. And here's what usually happens. You both end up stuck in an unhealthy pattern, each using the relationship to avoid facing your own emptiness. The relationship becomes a band-aid over both people's wounds instead of a real connection between two people who are okay on their own. So, what can we actually do about all this? Let me share what I've seen work for many people. It starts with dating yourself. And here's the good news. You already have the perfect match right there. No swiping required. Take yourself out to a nice dinner. Visit that art exhibit you've been curious about. And if those words pop into your head, but I have no one to go with, don't let it stop you anymore. Plan that weekend trip you keep postponing. Learn to enjoy your own company. It's not about being alone forever. It's about being comfortable with yourself. Second, rebuild your community. As gay men, we need our tribe, whether that's reconnecting with old friends or finding new ones through hobby groups that have nothing to do with dating or bars. It could be a book club, a hiking group, whatever feels right to you. Third, and I know this isn't easy, but those old wounds won't heal by themselves. Maybe talk to a therapist who understands gay life. Or find a support group where you can talk with other guys who get it. There's so much we carry around without even realizing it. And sometimes we need a little help unpacking all that. And finally, while you're looking for love, don't forget to create an exciting life for yourself. A life you really enjoy living. The funny thing is, when you're genuinely enjoying your life, that's exactly when you become most attractive to the right kind of partner. At the end of the day, the real solution to loneliness isn't finding someone to complete you. It's becoming so complete yourself that you attract someone who wants to sharing that. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more real talk about gay dating and relationships. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with this. Until next time, keep loving yourself first.